Well, hello y'all again, Facebook community. Well, since my last video, or the last video which I did, I was asked maybe if I would consider to do a few more of it, which I will be doing right now. You always have a theme to talk about it, besides the horrible temperatures here on our AstroTurf or plastic grass or whatever you call that. Here's a video where you're gonna see me. I thought about doing a quick video explanation of a technology I'm using here at home to heat my pool. Apparently there's a bunch of people out there that were asking me the same question: how in the hell do you gonna heat up your pool without any crazy stuff here, or pouring hot water from the boiler on there, or having floating logs on there, burning floating rocks, as I used to do before. I went a little bit further above and beyond with that, and in my, let's say, solar heating system, I'm gonna get this pool up to temperatures they are above and beyond a friggin' hot tub, especially when the sun comes down like this. I'd like to show that to you, what I have done. Theoretically, it's very simple if you are familiar with pipe fitting and stuff, especially PVC. You have to be a little bit creative. It's not quite cheap, telling you this on top of it, because the solar heat exchanger panels on the roof are quite expensive. So I paid for mine about $600-700. But once you have the main equipment, then it comes down to pipe and fittings and glue and just your common sense how to connect everything. And if you don't have a circulation pump hanging around, laying around, or get gifted from somebody else or your cousin from an old hot tub, that adds another $400 to $500. So it's not quite cheap, but it's still cheaper than having cold water or bathing all day for the pool to become hot, and to be surprised if you have cloudy sky tomorrow and everything cools up overnight to a non-bathable pool temperature. Okay, I would like to show you what I got going on, and I hope you enjoy the videos. Later, bye. There's the subject of today's video. Our little Intex pool, which is pretty cheap at Walmart. The surrounding features aren't that inexpensive. I had to build basically a huge pool deck. It's in 2 levels here and 2 tiers, which levels out the floor. So that requires some ingenuity and lots of wood. Wood wasn't expensive, and you got to do some woodworking here, a lot, and lots of groundwork required to get this pool on a stable and most likely very straight surface as it is required. The pool itself doesn't cost much. It's about $100 from Walmart. Intex pool. I'm gonna stick with those because the first one I made is based on these measurements, and I'm gonna leave it like that. The next thing I want to show you is this little house thingy here. So that's my remarkable little pump house, I call this thing. This is not really required, but I had to do this to isolate the noise, especially since I have a saltwater pool system running here. So here it is. It's also made by Intex. You don't get it thrown on a sail. Not cheap either. But I can circulate and ionize without using chlorine and any chemicals, just using salt water, about 3,600 gallons in an hour to recirculate that pool, to keep it nice and clean from germs and all this kind of stuff. So this is just a cleansing. I do not have to add any chlorine tablets or any chemicals to it. I just need to obtain a certain salt level in ppms, parts per million, is for my pool size 3,500 exact. So whenever I pour too much salt in here, I'm screwed. The ionization system will not work, or the chlorinization system with the ionizer here. As you probably can see, it's a little ionizer here. It has an anode and a cathode. They do the magic. And if I don't have enough salt in here, then it doesn't do jackass either. I won't chlorinate, and I will not produce any naturally inducted chlorine. Alright, now getting to the point of how to heat my pool. Alright, I have a leftover pump, or actually I bought this one on Amazon, no, not Amazon, on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody had an old jacuzzi. So ended up, I got this thing gifted because it was pretty broken. I fixed that circulation pump and plumbed that up, cut a hole in my pool here to suck water out of the bottom, cold water. It goes into my circulation pump to pumps it up, and it goes through the filter and it goes into the ground. Following my freaking ground here, everything is on the ground and isolated, and it comes up right here, and that's my blue vein. The blue means it's my cold water, cold in parentheses, because it's coming sucking out straight out of the pool, and it goes up onto the roof and is feeding into my solar panels, which you will be seeing in the next video clip. Well, I'm gonna crack up about my own bullshit here. I need to build a selfie stick. I have some yardsticks here. I think I just rubber band my cell phone onto one of these whatchamacallit, tomato sticks to reach off the house, so you can have a view of the solar panels which are mounted on the house. That's a funny one, actually. Let me get some rubber bands here. Bye. Later. Oh my god, I think this is so funny. Looks like this is one of the most advanced selfie sticks I've ever made. My cell phone. 2 rubber bands on a freaking tomato stick. Well, it should do the trick. Somehow. Oh god, I'm cracking up here. So here's the funny one. Okay, I got my iPhone 11 rubber banded onto this tomato growing stick there. In just a couple of minutes you will not hear any voice from me because I need to disconnect my wire. Prefer to be hardwired, not remotely, because it screws up your brainwaves if all this what we have going on. Anyway, so just really quick again, we are here. These are my 2 tubes. The blue one is gonna get, where is it? Here. It's gonna get sucking up from the pool. It goes up there onto the roof, and then it circulates. I'm not sure how many miles it is actually. That's quite some capacity. And the red one, that's the one that's coming down, heated up by our sun here. So we'll be disconnecting my wire, and I'm gonna be raising this one a little bit higher above the roof. I was intending actually to use my drones, but unfortunately all my 4 camera drones, all 4 of them, they have some battery issues, lithium ion and lithium cadicite batteries. They will not charge no more. I don't know what the hell is going on, and I'm not willing to spend lots of money right now to get new batteries for those. So you gotta be satisfied with just an iPhone video on a tomato stick. So be quiet, I will be cutting this video anyway, and just enjoy the view. Okay, that was a stick drone. I hope this video gave you the gist of it. These panels are polyethylene. They have about 200,000 capillars, I believe, for each panel. They're 24 feet long by 4+ feet wide. I got 2 of those to accommodate the volume of my pool to be as heated as quickly as possible. Other than that, I hope that nothing falls on it and destroys this capillary little channels within these panels, as I had experienced 2 years ago. I had to replace everything on the roof. Now these seem pretty happy, nothing is dripping, I have no leaks. Thumbs up for now. Well, with the 2 thumbs up for right now, that's basically coming to the last script of my little video here. I'd love to show you how it continues when it comes from these 2 tubes here. Let me flip the camera around if I can. No, I can't. Well, now I can. Couldn't see it. That's sun glare in my eyes. Anyway, so you see the red stuff coming down here. Nice and purgently. I mean, this is just a great view. They don't do anything, but it looks awesome. It's water and light feature. It's like a spring. It doesn't do shit, but it looks so cool. Anyway, warm water goes along the ground. Everything, all the 2 pipes here, they're totally insulated. And our red is coming back up here, right behind my little pump house. This is just temporary for now. And I'm feeding the hot water or heated water into the pool with this original Intex pool thingy, hose thingy, whatever. They tend to break often, 4 or 5 times a year, I don't know. However, since we are Europeans, we are Germans, we also measure everything in metric. Not sure if you can see that, but this is currently the output. I have almost 40 degrees, 39.9 degrees Celsius coming from the roof, which is equivalent to 104 degrees Fahrenheit pool temperature, pouring into our pool right here, recirculating through the pump. And I need to keep an eye on the total pump feature plus the temperature inside the pool. So it's a cooling pool. So 35.7 degrees Celsius, this is pretty freaking hot. It is way too hot for cooling down. So 30 I'm achieving. I try to achieve 31 is fine. You're asking why I'm heating this thing up to 35. Very simple. Once the pumps go off and the sun goes down, we'll be swimming in the pool at night time. And guess what? It is amazing. It is nice and warm and cozy and amazing. So, love you all. I hope I could give you guys a little insight here on our pool setup which we have going on here. And yes, again, it's a saltwater pool. And yeah, that's all we do. Happy weekend, y'all. And talk to you later. See you later.